the mysterious Dr. Voyan has developed a new experiment in which he rewards couples with $5 million if they stay in a clean room for 50 days. If one of them leaves, the reward will be reduced to $1 million. There is no contact with the outside world and no entertainment, only each other's company. However, they can get the treat by paying with a portion of the bonus. Today's couple is Mike and Kate. They think making money will be easy. Mike considers them very lucky to have found this place, and Kate sees this as the second chance they deserve. However, she also pointed out that maybe they should split the money to make things easier. Her plan was to invest the money, which Mike found extremely boring. He saw the future my hybrid likes to party and have a good time without having to think about money. After hearing the AI's voice remind them of the rules, they explore the area and find that they weren't kidding when they called it Immaculate. Everything is white and the only objects there are a bed and a couch. There is also a single bathroom whose rules say they can enter one at a time, a red button they can use if they want to get in and out, a touch screen where they can order food, and a big clock above the emergency exit counting down the time left in experience. Their meals are designed to meet their daily nutritional needs, and only unflavored white milkshakes come in white containers. The room is also equipped with lights that automatically change throughout the day to announce morning, afternoon, evening, and nightfall, which is a sign they should go to sleep. The touchscreen allows them to set an alarm clock, and while Mike plans to treat it as a vacation and sleep late, Kate sets her alarm early so she can get into some routine. When they went to bed that first night, Mike tried to get busy with Kate, but she was afraid that they were being watched by the professor. As Mike asserts, they ended up doing it quietly undercover. In the morning, Kate goes into the bathroom to look in the mirror and read a few affirmations to keep her spirits up and achieve her goals. After showering, the two threw their clothes into the laundry trough in the bathroom, and in return they received very simple pajamas, although at least they had a bit of color. To make themselves being busy, Kate tries to come up with a hypothesis as to why Voyan did this experiment. So Mike tells her about a documentary he saw about this guy's previous experiments, ending with a family worker encountering a tragedy. No one knows why Voyan does all this. They just know that he has a lot of money and he likes to use it to put people in special situations because he is fascinated by the human condition. Entertainment became an issue sooner than expected. Kate enjoys meditating while Mike occasionally looks at his watch. He also discusses philosophical topics on various subjects as he pleases. The meaning of the color white he analyzed with all his knowledge from art school, or the direction of brushing his teeth. Kate always reminded him not to look at the clock and to keep his eyes on the prize, but it's hard to think positively when Mike probably doesn't even sleep well. Kate still maintains her habit of saying affirmations and making her bed, and she also tries to keep Mike's spirits up. While Kate meditates, Mike tries to exercise mainly by running. They play clapping games together, play Marco Polo, or even dance. Every time they took off their dirty pajamas, they were given another identical set. A few weeks had passed when something different finally happened. Mike found a bug had entered the room. After talking to him with the baby, Mike tries to shake him a little, but as soon as he spills a few drops on the ground, the AI voice reminds them that food cannot be used only by competitors. Worried that the bug won't survive here, Mike tries to get the boy out and promises that he won't want to leave. Kate explained to him that the speaker the AI's voice came from didn't seem to be two-way. She tried, which made Mike decide that he would press the button to open the door. This started an argument because Kate was sure that pressing the button would cause them to lose, even though Mike didn't actually leave but just reached for a stupid bug. After putting the bug down, Mike tells Kate that the bug is a living thing and that she has no compassion, so Kate accuses him of being condescending because she is not a vegetarian like him. As the argument intensified, Kate finally admitted that she thought Mike was only a vegetarian because he wanted to anger his well-off father who gave Mike everything he needed, so he never had to suffer, and now he wants to have an artistic career. The credibility of street art. Kate then tries to leave this conversation, but she ends up stepping on germs, and Mike has a hard time believing her when she says it was an accident and apologizes. Mike spent the rest of his day sulking in a corner until he finally decided he had had enough. Doing nothing was not healthy. Since each of them can get 2 rewards, Mike will claim one even if he takes away their prize of $100,000. Kate disapproves, but his permission was not needed, and his last gift was just a green pencil. It's not much, but at least Mike can now create his creations on the wall. After watching him draw for a while, Kate asked him to draw her and Mike agreed. However, he refused to take realistic portraits because they were boring. He preferred to keep his style intact, which made Kate no longer want to pose for him. Mike painted until there were no pencils left, which upset Kate as it left green stains all over the bathroom and on the towel on the floor. Afterwards, Kate apologizes for acting like an idiot and explains that it was harder than she thought, but at least they only have 20 days left. The days continued to pass by in boredom until one morning, Kate woke up and found a gun in the bathroom. They were too scared to check to see if it was loaded and what happened. Its presence haunted them, so they decided to hide under it. Bed because AI prohibits them from putting items other than clothing in the laundry chute. Sometime later, the couple is finally rewarded with connection time, which broadcasts messages sent to them by their loved ones. Mike receives a text from his sister, who tells him how she and their parents are doing, but she also thinks that Mike is no longer dating Kate. Seeing his sister made Mike happy, but Kate didn't want to connect and panicked when the screen showed a video of her father, who eventually had to leave the streets and live in a shelter for the homeless. Because the video doesn't stop no matter what she asks, Kate runs away behind the bathroom entrance crying, and Mike goes to comfort her. After desperately hugging her boyfriend in her sleep, Kate did not wake up when the alarm clock rang in the morning and stayed in bed all day because she fell into a state of depression. When Mike expressed his concerns, Kate told him that she had not seen her father in years and that she had always lied to Mike about who he was because she was ashamed of her father and the way he drank in the house. Tuition and the chance to grow up like a normal person. At just over 2 weeks old, Kate remained in bed while Mike tried to find new ways to entertain himself, such as editing my drawing by blurring the drawing, pencil with your finger, or by reading the pajama label with as much emotion as possible like these drama exercises. He tries to get Kate out to eat by making a few jokes about food, but to no avail, so he finally joins her in bed in hopes of comforting her. Still didn't work, and Mike sometimes decided to sleep on the floor just to feel something different. One morning, he tried to persuade Kate to go to a reception, but she refused to lose the money. Increasingly frustrated, Mike said he wasn't sure he could continue, and this finally got Kate out of bed. Before taking a shower, she tells Mike to have a second drink, even if it costs him $250,000. Mike does so and is shocked to see the door open, allowing a naked woman named Simone into the room. She knew nothing about the project. She was just an actress being paid for a gig that required signing multiple confidentiality agreements, and while she was booked for a month, her representative said she would probably stay for 24 hours. Kate doesn't like her presence very much and forces Mike to give her his t-shirt so Simone can cover herself at least a little. Simone notices Mike's artwork and compliments it, even acknowledging the influences, which upsets Kate even more. When night falls, Mike offers to sleep on the floor, while the girls sleep on the bed and Simone offers to stay up while they sleep. Kate is upset by their lack of manners and decided that they could all share the bed as long as she slept in the middle. That night, it was Kate who had trouble sleeping. In the morning, Kate doesn't find Simone in bed and thinks she's gone, but in reality, she's in the bathroom. Can't take it anymore, Kate decides to entertain her, and received a little box with 3 fun candies. Kate immediately took one and gave one to Simone, but Mike only accepted one after much hesitation. The 3 of them started dancing and moving around the room. They also shared a few group kisses. However, after a while, Mike started having a bad trip, seeing blood everywhere and dreaming that he was underwater while seeing his younger brother falling with him. The women bring Mike back to reality, but he still panics and asks to leave while mentioning something about Sean and the drowning. Kate had to get him back to bed and comfort him until he fell asleep. Simone then asks what Mike is talking about, and Kate tells her that Mike's younger brother, Sean, drowned in the family pool while Mike was supposed to be babysitting, which still makes him feel sin to this day. Mike was very excited when this happened, which added to the hurt and explained why he was hesitant to accept the candy here. Simeone also asked if they had how they met, and Kate fondly recalls that, one rainy day, she didn't have an umbrella and Mike came to her, offering to catch all the raindrops so she wouldn't get wet. When Mike finally woke up, Simone said that she had lost her mother when she was young, and that the 2 of them bonded over grief and the loss of loved ones. Simone held Mike's hand to comfort him, and when Kate saw them, she panicked because she thought Simone wanted to steal her boyfriend. Simone calls out her attitude, pointing out that Kate is lashing out because she's actually an insecure person, which starts an argument. Mike yells at them to stop before walking away, so Kate tries to apologize, admitting that maybe she didn't see anything, but Simone fans the flames by saying that maybe it wasn't what she sees. The next morning, Mike felt unwell, but Kate remained focused on other things. Simone finally left, but there was also a message on the wall from her in green pencil thanking Mike for a crazy night. Kate panics, not listening to Mike when he explains that he didn't do anything and that it was like a gun, something the room did to keep them preoccupied. In anger, Kate pushed Mike to the ground, causing his head to hurt and bleed. Mike walked away from her, reminding her that he had never cheated on her even when she moved to New York, that he also stopped seeing her so-called rich friends so as not to make her feel comfortable and not finish studying. Stay home with her when she's depressed. But all he got was jealousy. Crying, Kate continued to apologize, but their conversation was interrupted when Mike began to feel dizzy from his injuries. He really thought he needed a doctor, but Kate bring him a little shake so he can put some sugar on his body and cover the wound with a towel, reminding Mike that the contract clearly states that they have no aid issued for a medical procedure. Mike couldn't believe what he was hearing, and he began to wonder if Kate really cared. His wound got smaller and finally stopped bleeding, but he was afraid of how far she would go if it got worse. Maybe she would let him bleed for money. Hating what this place has done to them and realizing that money will not solve their pain, Mike decides to leave, inviting Kate to do the same. However, Kate refuses and points out that it's easy for them, saying that because he always had money, she even took the gun back and threatened him to stay. However, Mike ignored him and pressed the button, eventually leaving the room just days before the victory. After spending a lot of time hanging around and rolling around in the bathroom, Kate sees raindrops painted on the wall, which causes her to also approach the button and consider her options in just 2 days. Few another month later, Mike, now single, ran away when he saw Kate coming out of a building. They hadn't seen each other since entering the room and decided to take a walk to catch up, but when Mike asks Kate if she left the room or if she won, she avoids the question. At least she apologized for what happened. As they walk, the building is revealed to be a homeless shelter, where a sign states that an anonymous donation allowed them to build the new kitchen. Meanwhile, in the clean room, a new couple arrives to take the challenge. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.